26KLY. Yeah, how you doing? Just getting set up here for this weekend's coming event. Hope to hear you in the contest, over. Yeah, 11 a.m. Saturday morning, over. Roger. Okay, well, good to hear you on here, and we'll see you over the weekend. 26KLY in Belmont. Yeah, what am I looking for and what grid square? Yeah, Roger. Who's the other person you're looking for? Want me to look for, over? Roger. Yeah, that's why I'm not hearing them, because I'm pointing down the valley, across the valley to the east, over. Okay, Roger. I'll swing around. Yeah, I got a very high noise level that direction. No way am I going to hear them, over. Okay, let me go back up that way, but I'm going to point my beam more towards Sacramento and see how we can do from that, over. make the information across there, K6KLY.
I'm hearing some chatter in there. Who would that be?
All right, I hear Mike in there now. K6MYC, K6KLY is in K6WIS. Over.
Oh, okay. K6KLY 111. Good evening, Russ. Good to hear you here on 222. Guess you're getting ready to make sure everything works for the contest coming up. And I don't hear Paul yet, but I haven't been in. I just walked in. So I'm sure I can copy Paul, but I'm not sure where I'm pointed here. Yeah, I'm pointed toward the Bay Area. Paul, make a transmission. Excuse me. And a little Mexican food, and it's making my throat a little rough here. K6MYC for K6WIS. I don't hear him, Ross. You better call him in.
Okay, K6WIS, if you want to point down towards Mike, he'd like to talk with you also. And good evening, Mike, K6KLY. Yeah, okay. Do you want to go down towards Mike on there and down in DMO7, over?
No. I hear him better backscatter in your direction.
Roger that. Yeah, I hear you there, Mike. Your backscatter usually works pretty well for Mike and myself, over.
Yeah, you're fine now, Paul. Good signal. Good to have you. Thank you for coming in. K6 Whiskey India Sugar 637, K6MYC. Do you have any relays tonight?
Yes, K6MYC, K6WIS. Yes, I have the two usual Clear Lake stations. That would be KA606, Kent, and N1PPP Dave, over.
Okay, got him. Thank you very much, Paul. Go ahead.
Okay, roger that. And let's see, Russ is also on frequency K6KLY, over. Haven't heard any Bay Area stations yet.
I need a little more chatter from you. I'm going to try and find a peak, Paul. So I'm going to sweep across the Bay Area to see where you peak, okay?
Okay, roger that. Yes, K6WIS. I'm pointed 210 degrees, which is just to the south end of the Bay Area. That's where I get a good sound signal from you, Mike. Plus, I can still receive Bay Area stations like KD6SOK and Jim W6PQL, over.
Hey, good evening, Paul. KD6SOK.
KD6SOK, good evening.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Fred. You're 555, 554.
Oh, thank you, Paul. You're about 555, 554 as well. And good evening to you too, Mike. Good conditions tonight on 222. You guys all sound really good.
Yeah, thanks there, Fred. Yeah, you got a good signal too.
I need some more chatter from you, Fred, so I can get a peek on you. Go ahead.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's funny. I was just talking to Paul, then I pulled the microphone off the radio. I hadn't secured it down, and it went flying off. Anyway, you sound good, Mike. You're good 10 over 9. As always, you got a super strong signal. And Paul was sounding good tonight, too, and I heard Russ in there. So let's see, it's getting cold out here. It's starting to really cool down again. We're getting, it might freeze tonight, we'll see. Anyway, is that enough chatter there, Mike? Back to you.
Yeah, fine. Got you all okay. Now, Fred, I'm not seeing the biggest signal in the world from you, but at least it's Q5 there. So good, too. Yeah, it's cold over here, too. It just doesn't want to warm up. It stayed pretty chilly all day. I don't think we made 60. Pretty sure we didn't make much over it. I'm sure we didn't even make 60. Maybe on paper, but it sure didn't feel like it. KD6SOK, and then you can short it back to Paul if you like, and then we'll see if there's anybody else there. KD6SOK, K6MYC.
Oh, very good, Mike. Yeah, it didn't heat up here as well. It was cold all day and kind of windy. It just never warmed up at all today. It was just always like 60 degrees. Anyway, it's going to be cold for the next several days as well. So I'm going to shoot it up to Paul, K6WYS, KD6SOK. Over to you, Paul.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Fred. K6 Whiskey India Sugar here. Commuted back from Berkeley the whole day. Just got in just before 7 p.m. So that's just enough time to set up here and everything. I'm feeling pretty good right now after my second chemotherapy session. I'm recovering from that. And the tumor, which was on the side of my chest, has completely disappeared. So the good news is the tumor is gone and no more broken rib pain there. Over.
Paul, that's really good to hear. That's great news.
Yep, roger that. So I'm going to start my third chemotherapy session next Tuesday. So it's a 21-day cycle. Over.
Oh, that's good, because that's really rough on the body. So I'm glad to hear it, though. Pretty soon this will be over.
Right, yeah. So I'm feeling pretty positive right now. So let me just open it up for any other stations in the Bay Area. This is Kilowatt 6 Whiskey India Sugar. Standing by.
I got two peaks on you tonight, Paul. I got one peak toward Fred, which is good because I can optimize Fred, and then there's another peak up where I would normally point for a 0.4 KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, and those guys up there in the north of the Bay, Daly City in that area. Anyway, we haven't heard Jim in here tonight. I'm sure he's floating around somewhere. WB6JNN and W6PQL and WB6JNN both should be in here sooner or later. Over.
Roger that. Yeah, just leaving a gap there. Yeah, that northern peak is probably Mount Diablo. That's the biggest, most likely candidate. Over.
Yeah, Roger, congratulations on the tumor elimination. Was that in your lungs or in your chest somewhere else? Over.
No, it was really strange. It was actually around a rib. It centered on an old rib break, more than 20 years old, and it's like the rib re-broke because I felt broken rib pain. And I've had it re-x-rayed several times, but they just say, oh, it's an old injury, and they couldn't tell any difference. But then this tumor started growing around it, and I thought it was just bone healing. I thought it was a calcification lump. But no, it kept getting bigger and bigger, and that's when I went to actually see a doctor. Over.
Yeah, good idea. I'm glad you did some self-diagnosis there. Didn't believe the experts until you got it right there in front of them. Very good. Well, I have broken ribs from way back, but not when I was 19. I think I was in my 50s or 60s, and maybe nothing will happen there. I haven't had any issues with them since they broke. They're a little bit touchy sometimes when I work that side of my body real hard muscle-wise, but otherwise they're okay. So that's good. I'm glad that yours is on the mend and in the reduction side of things, and keep the chemo going until they tell you you're done. And then keep a close eye on it. All righty. QRZ, the Bay Area, K6MYC, looking for 222 check-ins in the Bay Area. Well, there's no football game tonight. I wonder where everybody is. How about check-ins here on this band in the San Joaquin Valley? Anybody here? Nobody in the San Joaquin Valley either. I thought Rob was going to be here tonight, but he's going to miss the context. But I thought he would be on here tonight on that, and I thought we would also have K6USY, who's got his new transverter back, but maybe he's still having trouble with it. They repaired it yesterday at WA6OIB's place. He had inadvertently hit it with 100 watts from a miscue on the ICOM that was driving it, the ICOM put out 100 watts in one of the two modes. FM mode, it put out 100. When he had it in the sideband mode, it didn't, and he was accidentally had it in the FM mode, and it cooked the insides of the transverter. But they checked it at Ken's place, and it worked okay after they repaired it. So I don't know what's going on there, but we'll have to wait and see.
KM6SRR.
Okay, hi. Do you have any word on Aaron's transverter?
Yes, Mike. This is KM6SR, number 432, in case you're checking you in. Yeah, Aaron tried last night. Transverter was fixed, but now he found a problem with his antennas, so he hasn't been able to get up on the roof. Probably another day or so. Over.
Oh, well, the antenna was working last Monday. That's odd. I wonder what happened there. It wasn't any rain or anything, so that's kind of weird. That's too bad. He's snake bit on 222, isn't he, here?
Yep, and that's the way he feels about it, doggone it. He's got a real bad SWR on it, and he said he was having little issues with the phase thing to put them together, so maybe something came loose. Anyway, he's going to be working on it. KM6SR, back to net.
Okay. Well, I'm still waiting for anybody else in the Bay Area. We should have Jim in here, W6PQL. You here, Jim? W6 Papa Queen London, K6MYC. How about WA6AXX? WB6JNN. Boy, oh boy, what are we going to do with these guys here? Well, they beat you out by one anyway, so far, Rob, because there's only one from Course Gold so far. I don't know if we're going to get Frank in here tonight or not. He didn't call me today, and he was supposed to be here yesterday, and he's supposed to be here today, and no Frank, so I don't know what's going on. He seemed to be healthy, but maybe he's still working with a neighbor, although that was supposed to be. He was supposed to be down here yesterday afternoon. It didn't show. Didn't show today either. I thought sure he'd be here today, but I was doing other things, so I didn't call until I had a chance to call after lunch, but it was after the fact, and I knew he wasn't coming at that point. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with Frank up there. He just can't seem to get clear of the gremlins. Anyway, one more call for the Bay Area, and if nothing heard, we'll go on up. We won't have anything from N6RO tonight either. He's got a broken feed line on 222 now that he fixed the inside of the house. They figured out why it wasn't working on 222, and that was a K3 interface problem. And now he's got an antenna problem that's an infinite mismatch, like an open coax or something. So nothing. We're going to be a short list on the 222 tonight, I'll tell you. I got one other one in the Bay Area. That's KO6KD, not in Bay Area, but up in Sacramento. We usually don't get more than one, maybe two. One of them's up there with a broken transverter, so if we get one out of the Sacramento area, we'll be lucky tonight. I'm just rag chewing here, pointed toward the Bay Area. Paul, are you still copying here? K6 Whiskey India Sugar in Placerville, K6MYC.
WB6JN.
Okay, I hear you, and I also hear Ken, WA6OIB, down the bend. He's down the bend working Ralph, K6TSK, so I guess we'll have Ken in here in a few minutes. Go ahead and take a transmission, Jim, WB6JNN 285. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a power supply problem. In case I drop off, you'll know why. I've got a new power supply, but I haven't installed it yet. Anyway, good evening, WB6JNN 285.
Yeah, we got that, 285, and a pretty good signal. I'm not exactly peaked on you, but we're sort of in the middle point of the Bay Area. Wherever it is, it's working. And we haven't heard two others over your way. We haven't heard Ed since only one check-in since he got back from Panama. And then we only had He only had him in here once, and we haven't heard also from Jim tonight. Jim played golf today. Hopefully he's not out. It's still out on the golf course on the 19th hole there. K6, W6 PQL. If he doesn't pick it up, Jim, you pick it up. K6 MYC. I don't hear him, Jim. Pick it up, J&M.
Yeah, I don't hear him either, so I guess he is either still out there or something else. But anyway, all right, I heard WFC also trying to get in there, so you might pick up Mike there.
Oh, okay. I'll go up that way. Why don't you call him, and I'll move the antenna so I can hear him here. I didn't hear him at all. Over.
Yeah, I think you had somebody local. Go ahead, Mike, and take a long chat for K6MYC. Well, I guess he's not hearing me.
Well, let me go up his way. This should be pretty close to you, Mike. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. KB6 WFC, K6 MYC, calling and listening. Over. I don't hear him, Jim. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, KB6 WFC, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6 MYC, calling and listening. Well, I'll tell you what, let me do this. Let me go down and see if I can get Tom here. Let me go down to Tom's direction here. Here we go. Coming down to the 270 bracket. Come on, there we go. KW6S, KW6 Sugar, K6 MYC. Are you hearing me tonight, Tom? Over.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I just got here just this moment.
Well, everybody must be running a little late tonight. We're a little shy of check-ins here. Good to hear you. I moved your way, but I didn't optimize on you, so I guess there's enough signal there. KW6S, K6MYC, over.
Hello, Tom. Hello, Mike. 226 is here.
Gotcha.
Well, very good. Yeah, W6OIB, KW6S. Yeah, good to hear you there, too. Yeah, I just got here this moment, number 610, and we were we're still battling on the, we're having a on-the-air discussion about getting a step IR to work.
Good. Good luck, you and a lot of other people.
Which one is it?
It covers down to 40 meters, and well, I guess it's three elements on the higher bands and 2 elements on 30 and 40. And I think we've finally narrowed it down, and looks like we're in pretty good shape if we don't need parts.
Okay, I've got a 20 through 6 one here that I've never used. I got it with a bunch of other stuff, so I'd like to find a home for it because I'll never use this thing.
Well, I'll keep that in mind if we need to, depending on how good or bad this one turns out to be when we get it almost working.
Did you work, Ralph, Ken?
Yes, I did. Just going to let you know Ralph was there.
I wrote him in already. I heard you down the bend working him or spidering up this way, so I knew you were on. Over.
Oh, okay. Sorry about the splatter. Oh, well. And I guess Darren won't be here because he hasn't got an antenna tonight.
Yeah, that's weird. He snake bit on this bend. I should log him in anyway. He's here in spirit, I know.
Well, let's get technical here. If he's not here, he's not here. You don't need to flip it up.
Yeah, well, you need to check in. See, we're missing some other people that should be in here. Okay, let me see. I'm still pretty much pointed. Well, let me do this. Let me sign with you, Tom, and I'll go back to the Bay Area and call one more time for Ed, and we haven't got PQL, and we haven't got Ed, AXX in here at least. And Jim, WB6JNN is on frequency for you, Ken. He may want to say hi. So let's do that. Let's you turn it up. You take it, Ken, and turn it to Jim, WB6JNN, okay?
Okay, well, good evening to you, Tom. Good to hear you. And I will scoot up towards Jim there a little bit. And WB6JNN, W6OIV, if you're there.
Signal here, Ken, W6TQL.
There you are. We've been waiting. Thank you.
Well, hello, Jim. Great signal. I guess JNN isn't on right now, because with the signal you've got, he's got to be good, too.
Well, he might have gone away.
Conditions are changing very rapidly. Just heard you want to say howdy, and I hear Mike in there also. Hello, Mike.
Hi there. Coming up your way a little bit more. And now the only one we're missing in the Bay Area so far, I guess, is I did not hear him, but I wrote him in. 775. Can you check and see if Mike is still there, Jim? Over.
Halfway through the course, I was able to take my winter coat off and play without it. So a fairly flat course. It was Sunnyvale Golf Course. It's just on the other side of Highway 101. Two Orions collided in the 70s. And killed both crews on there. That was that golf course. But anyway, that was a long time ago. T6NYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, I doubled with you just a little bit, but I got most of it about the Orions and all. And what I asked you was if you could check and see if you could hear. I could not hear him at all. Russ said he was in there, or Jim said he was there, WB6JNN, but I couldn't hear Mike. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Could you call him, Jim, over? Jim, are you copying me?
Yeah, KB6WFC, WPQL. Are you here, Mike? Roger, I'm copying the fine. With you after I go to Santa Barbara in about 6 minutes here. 73s for now. I'll come back after I get Steve in here. NYCW6DQL.
Roger. You did hear Mike in there. I couldn't find a trace of Mike. I cannot find a trace of Mike. Over. You're not hearing me very well either. I know you've got the antenna over that way. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes, Jim. W6PQL, K6MYC. How about WA6AXX? Ed, are you here?
Propagation's just starting to come back. I can just understand you now. I was just telling you that I did not hear Mike in there yet, but I'll check back with you after I go to Santa Barbara. That's in just a couple of minutes. 73s for now. I'll catch you a little bit later. W6PQL.
Yeah, the band has really dropped out. I'm copying you fine. I copied you always 100%, but I knew it was weak and you were not coming back to me. Over. You're not coming back to me now. I wonder if there's something's wrong on your receive side there. You must have local noise, Jim.
Yeah, you're still S7 here, Mike. K6 Whiskey India Sugar.
Yeah, you're doing fine, Paul. Big signal, but Jim's not hearing me. Apparently, he's got local noise there or something. He's going to go south to Santa Barbara, and we'll come up your way towards Sacramento. Stand by, Paul.
Roger.
Right around in here somewhere we should have KO6KD, Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Delta, K6MYC. KO6KD, Kilo Oscar 6, Kilo Delta, K6MYC. Well, Ken, if you're still here, why don't you make a call to Bill there in Sacramento?
Sure. KO6KD, KO6KD. Yep, tonight, Bill, WA60IB and K6MYC, over. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm getting nothing also. But we don't have anybody else in the Sacramento area with 222 anymore. One of them has got the broken Ukrainian transverter that you know about. And he didn't think he would be able to get to it for about a month. He's backed up with other projects, so it doesn't look like we'll hear him in the contest either. KJ6KFB, Darren. So he's off the air. Ken is off the air. N6RO has got a broken feed line on 222. Just gets the inside of the shack going, and then the feed line breaks or something. Got an open coax somewhere, or at least shorted or open. Probably open. That's what the TDR said anyway. So we won't have him in here, and I don't think we're going to get anybody out of Nevada, but we can try. Let's go up and see if we can get Nevada, and we'll come back and try Bill one more time here. Let's go to Nevada and see if we can get N7 Whiskey Tango. Yeah, now you're really good copy here on this path, on the direct path also, Paul. Thank you.
For the last hour or so, but haven't heard anything out of Mike until just moments ago. He all of a sudden came up out of the noise, and now he's gone again. So I guess I'll go ahead and clear here and go over to there's another 222 net I'm going to go over and take advantage of. So I guess that's it. One and done. I'm out of here.
We got you. We copy you fine. KO6KD, K6MYC.
I'm going to have to try the bounce path sometime. I've never had much luck with it. But I heard Mike all of a sudden came up really nice and then didn't want to stick around. He was talking to Ken, and I cannot interrupt him when he's talking. So anyway, all right, enough said. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Well, I'll wait for the repeater, so I'll stand by for just another minute or so. Nice to hear you there, Paul. Take care, and we'll catch you maybe on 6.
KO6KD, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I heard you say that you got in from the Bay Area and back. That makes for a very long day. All right. Well, 7:30 for now, and nice to hear you out there. And you take care, and we'll come around.
Are you hearing Bill, Ken?
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm hearing him fine.
Yeah, he's not hearing us, so for some reason.
Well, he's talking to Paul right now.
Oh, I know that. I can hear Paul as well.
Yep, roger that. KO6KD standing by for another minute or so.
Yeah, KO6KD, K6MYC with WA60IB. Good evening, Bill.
Yep. Hello, Bill. KO6KD, WA60IB.
Antenna pointed towards me. Just as he was leaving to go talk to somebody in Nevada, so I don't know. I'm doing the best I can.
Well, we're pointed at you, and we're copying UQ5, so I don't know what's the problem there. KO6KD with WA60IB. Listen for Ken and see if you can copy him, Bill. KO6KD, K6MYC, over.
I can. So good evening, Ken, but I don't know what's going on here. I'm just not hearing you. I heard you great, but then you left.
KO6KD, KO6KD, WA60IB and K6MYC. You copy, Bill?
Yeah, I hear you again. The signals are very weak tonight. You're just above my noise floor, which is very, very low. So I'm not not sure if I have a receiver issue or what.
Maybe you're not pointed right.
Yeah, well, that's, I don't know, I can copy you fine, and Mike's copying you, but you're not copying Mike at all, so I don't know what's going on there, over.
Yeah, I don't know that I understand either. Say, well, good evening to you. I hope you and Ken you and Glenn are doing fine. And I'll go ahead. Mike, are you hearing me directly? This is KO6KD776, over.
Yeah, solid copy. KO6KD, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, very, very poor conditions. Very, very poor conditions going this way. Sorry. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and clear out of here, and I'll look for you on 6 meters here probably in a half hour or so.
Well, probably less than a half hour, but we'll see. 7-3 for now. Back to you, Ken. WA6OIB with KO6KD, K6MYC.
Okay, very good. Well, 7-3's, Bill. Well, hopefully conditions are better next time. KO6KD and the gang, WA6OIB. Adios.
Yep, 7-3's adios. The band is starting to come up now. I'm starting to hear you guys again. Very bizarre. All right, 7-3, KO6KD clear.
Okay, back to Reno.
Yeah, back to Gardnerville for N7 Whiskey Tango. Here we go. N7WT, N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT. With WA6OIB and others, K6MYC calling N7 Whiskey Tango and standing by. I don't hear him. You want to give him a try, Ken?
Yeah, N7WT, N7WT, WA6OIB and K6MYC. Over. Maybe we'll hear him on 6.
Yeah, possibly. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT. N7 Whiskey Tango, N7WT. KO6, KE7UQL is okay, by the way. He's been on POTA, so he's had all the antennas off, and he's been working POTA. And that's why he hasn't been checking in here, Ken, on the VHF bands. He did check in last night on 2 meters. Let me try it again. N7 Whiskey Tango, last call. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC, calling and listening. No, he isn't there. Let's go back quickly to the Bay Area, and then we'll settle. I'm still waiting for WA6AXX. I guess we've got everybody else, so there isn't anything else to do except go back to the Bay Area. Bill, in about another 5 minutes, we should hear also from W6PQL, who is turned down towards Santa Barbara, to see if he can catch up with his buddy Steve down there, W6QIW.
Right, and by the way, Paul, if you're still listening, hi to you there. I forgot to say hi earlier. WA6OIB, I'll start moving back towards the Bay Area.
Yeah, good evening, Ken. WA6OIB from K6WIS. You're a 5-8 signal, but much stronger than Mike. So the conditions just picked up miraculously, over.
I just pointed at you. This should be better. Go ahead.
Very good, yeah. Well, yeah, I swung the beam towards you because I forgot to say hi earlier. Sorry about that. But anyway, good signal, Paul. WA6OIB.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. You dropped down to about a S5 with some warble multipassing. But Mike's, your signal came whacked up right up to S9. So, yeah, you must have found the major azimuth there, Mike. Over.
Well, I haven't been pointed at you at any point in time here. This is the first time I actually pointed towards Placerville there. So here we are. Anyway, I'm going to go over toward the Bay Area and see if we can get Anybody last call in the Bay Area, and then we'll go over to 6 meters here and point toward Gardnerville again.
See you, Paul.
Okay, cheers to Fresno here. I'm going to go QRT now and fix myself some supper. This is Kilo 6 Whiskey India Sugar going QRT.
Roger. By the way, Ken, he's got good news on his tumor he had. He's been getting chemo for. The tumor has gone away. Over.
Oh, excellent. That's excellent news. Great. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's great news. Okay, very good. WA6OIB pointing over towards the Bay Area now.
Roger. Well, I wouldn't share it, except he shared it. It's personal, but he did share it with everybody earlier, so I thought you'd be wanting to know that as well. He's got some more chemo to do, but so far the tumor has regressed. It was on a broken rib. It was on one of his ribs. It wasn't in his lung or any place. It was just a tumor that had grown around a rib break that had occurred when he was a young fellow. Anyway, it seems to be regressing or gone to the point where they don't see it anymore. Over.
Yeah, that's great news. Yeah, great.
So there we are. I'll go back to the Bay Area here.
Are you back yet, Jim? Good signal.
Yeah, you can tell Mike number 52 was there tonight. Very weak, but he was there. So I hear that Mike can hear me now. Mike 52 is present and accounted for.
And we got it. We hear you. Thank you. See you on 6 meters here.
WA6OIB, QSY to 6.
Yeah, we're doing the same. K6MYC, looking toward the Bay Area, looking for WA6AXX if you're there, Ed. Otherwise, we're going QRT here, and we'll come up on 6 meters. I will be monitoring on this frequency lightly in the background. K6MYC.
KM6SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, did Jim get Steve down there, number 52?
Yeah, yes, he did. He got him. He was just reporting that, so I should have said it louder for you.
Okay, I could hear him in there slightly, but couldn't make out anything. So, all right, we'll see you over in 6, KM6SR.
Yeah, and we got nothing from Larry, and just barely got KO6KD in here. He was not real strong, but he was having real great difficulty copying me particularly, but I never lost him. He was Q5 the whole time, so I can't understand how my 800 watts doesn't overpower his 120.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something weird there. I heard you guys talking, so I got him checked in. Okay, I hear him talking over on 6, KM6SR.
Okay, going to 6 meters, K6MYC, but monitoring here, beaming toward the Bay Area. Yeah, we got everybody here. I'm just shuffling my microphones back and forth here. Good evening, Richard. Big signal, no trouble copying you, of course, on this band. And we didn't hear anything from Larry. Hopefully Larry will be in here on 6. But usually when he isn't on the other bands, he doesn't come up on 6 meters either. So he hasn't been coming in very often on 6 lately. So you might joggle him on the 220 link and see if he's even around this evening. KD6BQ 249 K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ number 249 in Nevada. Yeah, I just gave Larry a call on 223 FM. I didn't hear anything back yet, but yeah, his 220 antennas are screwed up, but I think 6 meters is okay. So yeah, he should be able to get in on 6 and I think on 2. So anyway, don't hear him tonight. I did call Daniel on the phone last night after you talked to him on the radio, and he picked right up. It turns out it's a home phone, so when he's out and about, nobody answers it. So anyway, that's why we didn't get him. So back to you, K6MYC, KD6BQ in Nevada.
Yeah, okay. Well, we kind of gathered that, but we didn't know it was a home phone or the cell. We assumed it wasn't a cell. It's hard not to get something to pick up when you call a person on the cell. So we were just not sure if it was the right number or whether it was a home phone with no answering machine. That's also kind of weird, but maybe he just doesn't have that kind of a phone. Anyway, I'm glad that he's okay, and he'll be back in here. Hopefully he'll try to get stuff up for the contest, but I don't know how much success he's going to have. You would know the weather situation better than he does, be better than I do. Whether he can get on the roof. If there's snow on the roof, he isn't going up there. I'm pretty sure he's got to be real careful with what he's doing walking around on the roof there. Over.
Yeah, we're down a little bit right now, but well, there's no snow right now. We haven't had any snow, but it is currently 22 degrees outside, and so the roof could be pretty icy. So one would have to be careful. So anyway, so far no snow, but 22 and heading down into the teens. It was 14 this morning, and I think the high today was 39. K6MYC, KD6BQ, Delta Mike 09.
Oh boy, your high was 39. Well, I guess I shouldn't feel bad. Our high was under 60, but it did not get warm. It was supposed to get in the 60s, but I don't think it made it today. It was crisp out there, although I did work in the sun. If you could work in the sun and there was no wind, it was very pleasant. And I went out and did some more log cutting with the chainsaw today up on the hill. I have a really beautiful area in the front of my property. On the west side, it's up high, and it's sort of sheltered by another little hill. My neighbor's property is a little bit higher than mine to the west, and it shelters me a little bit there. But there wasn't much breeze anyway, but nice warm temperature. In fact, I had to take my long sleeve shirt off. It was so warm. But I was moving logs so that I couldn't move them before, so I went up there with the ATV and I dragged them out where I could get at them and roll them over and put logs underneath them so I could cut them. And I cut up quite a few sections, so I've got almost another full load. Just waiting for the trailer to be emptied here down at the house. When I get that on the log splitter tomorrow or the next day, I'll then get up on the hill and get another load of logs. I've got about 2 more loads after this because I still got quite a amount of wood up there. Man, this one tree was really loaded. Almost a half a winter's worth of wood up there. Anyway, hopefully Larry will be in here. You say you called him on 222 but got no answer?
Yeah, I called him on 223 FM, but I haven't got it. He may not be out there tonight.
Okay, yeah, you're way down at the moment, but we're copying you. Thank you for calling him, Ken. And anything, did you talk to Richard already?
You're coming back up there.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Yeah, coming back up a little bit, he says, you were very strong when you first came in, so there's huge QSB. It was very bad QSB on 220 also. Signals were mediocre to poor, up and down, but never bodacious by any means. All right, thank you, Richard, for coming in and giving Larry a call. We probably should just move on back down to Sacramento and to get on with it here.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox.
K6USY.
K6MYC, 4062, Delta Mike 09 in Nevada.
Roger, boy, you're just down at the moment. It's way down, but we got everything 100% except for a little time when we had a couple of local breakers there. 7-3 at Richard, 7-3, KD6BQ. We'll see you Wednesday, I guess. We'll see you on Wednesday, K6MYC.
Dit. Good evening out there, Daryl. Good evening. Yeah, 982, KG6CEF.
Yeah, and we also had somebody else in there. Who was the other one?
K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100, and looks like I get to go on the roof tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess you're going to have to fix something there. What do you suppose happened up there?
Well, when installing it, it did kind of go wonky on me, and then I repositioned the phasing lines, and it came back, and I figured, okay, well, either that's going to fix it or it's going to die in a month, and sure enough, it died in a month. So I'm going to go up there tomorrow listening to my receiver and go dinking around, and it's entirely possible that I got just a bad phase line that's got a broken center connector or something stupid like that. So might be making a visit to the shop once I figure out exactly where the problem is. Or it's just a loose connector. It's been really cold at night and warm during the day. It's entirely possible that something's loose. I didn't, super tighten stuff down when I installed the antenna. So we'll find out tomorrow.
Well, the phasing lines are RG50, for God's sake, I forgot the number. not RG59, but RG6, I'm sorry. The phasing lines are RG6, so the center conductor is the center pin. And unless we cut it short or did something really funny or it didn't go on correctly, you should have plenty of center pin to enter into the female that's on the antenna itself. Well, no, that's not right. The antenna has a PL259 on it, so maybe it's a PL259 issue. Something may not be, a solder joint may be broken or something in the phasing lines. That end of it, the PL259 end, if it's a center pin not connected, you should just resolder that. On the other end, they're crimped RG6 connectors, and they should be okay unless the center pin is short for some reason, but I've never had that happen, so that would be freaky. So it's unlikely, but you could have a broken solder joint or something wrong on one of the two PL259s. Although on that band, they got to be type N, so it's an N connector on RG6, I think, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Now, on the phasing block, it's an N, but on the individual antennas, it's SO239 PL259. So yeah, you feed it with an N, and then you run it through the 75 ohm coax, and then it comes out as PL259. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to listen to my receiver while I'm up on the roof, and if it cuts back in, I should be able to hear it and hopefully identify where the problem is, and then I will take that component down and see what I can do with it. So yeah, but yeah, as I said, either that or the cable got twisted and it's damaged internally. I don't know. Well, as I said, I'll figure it out, because it's acting like it can only see half the antenna when you look at it on the VNA. It's not infinity SWR like an open feed line. There's something there. It just looks really goofy. So I think it's only seeing one half of the antenna. So we'll find out tomorrow. K6USY.
Yeah, you might be able to find the feed line issue with an ohm meter. It might be easier just to check from point A to point B with an ohm meter rather than fuss around at 220 and all the stuff that you need to do it at that frequency. Over.
Well, the thing I got to do with it right now is because it's all tightened up and waterproofed. But as I said, I'm just going to go up and listen to the receiver and physically, tighten the connectors and move the cable around, and that should at least point me in the right direction. And then, yeah, if I pull something down, then I'll put it on the meter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good luck with it. I'm not sure why we have PL259s on the 222 antennas. Normally those would be N connectors, but if their PL259 is done because it's a simple antenna, and most guys starting out on 222 would not go with ends. And it may be done for that reason, but they're not the best connector at 222. They're okay, and they're not too much of a mismatch to cause any problems, but they're not the right connector to use at that frequency. But I think I know why we did it. I can't remember back that far. I would have sworn they were ends. Over.
I think it's because most of the 220 radios on the market have an SO239 on them, so you guys were probably just trying to be compatible with the radios. But then, as I said, when you stack two of them, then you get an in connector. So, and of course, my transverter's got an in, and the cable going up to the roof is an in, so that it's only PL259 on those two connectors on the two individual elements. So it's no big deal. Yeah, if I had it my way, everything would have an in connector on it, but we know that's not how the industry works.
Well, we could change it, but it's just it's just as well you leave it alone if it's not broken somewhere. We could put ends on there, but anyway, not to worry. All right, I'm sure you'll find it. Let me know if you have any questions about it, or you can call Robert. He knows the antenna pretty integrally as well. Okay, who else do we have here on 222? Let's see, where am I pointed? I guess I'm pointed at, where are we pointed? We're not on 222, we're on 6. I'm pointed toward Reno, but let's go toward Sacramento. Okay, close enough, 331. I think Paul's eating dinner. I don't think Paul's going to check in here on 6, but if you are, we'll listen for you, Paul, K6WMIS or KO6KD, K6MYC, calling and listening.
Yeah, Paul said he was not going to be around, but this is KO6KD, number 776, and boy, do I hear you a lot better here.
Yeah, it's funny, because we were hearing you, and I don't even have a preamp on the 220 system. I've got 300 feet of feed line in that system at least, maybe more. It is good quality feed line, but still, that's a lot of feed line on 222. So I'm surprised you weren't hearing my 800 watts.
And Golf Yankee.
Golf Yankees in here. Good evening, Mr. 884. How are you?
Yeah, I was just gonna holler at Bill there and let him know that he's loud and clear. I'm pointed at Sacramento right now, and Bill's coming in at almost full S9 here.
Yeah, very good. Well, you're a good copy. You might as well leave it that way, and you and Bill could chat after if you want.
My friend, good to hear you here. You sound wonderful.
And you sound fantastic also. We'll stand by for you. WB6GGY, go ahead there, Mike. Sorry to interrupt.
All right, no problem. We've got 884 and 776. I know Judy's got those in there. And I'm not sure who else is here. Ken's here, but I wrote Ken's number down already, 226. And we should have Rob in here. Rob, are you here?
Roger, just listening. KM6SRR, number 432, over.
Okay, gotcha, 432. Judy will get it in a moment. And we'll see who else we're hearing. We should have Ken in here. Once we get out of Sacramento, we should have Ken N6RO on here on 6 meters, no problem. But let's see who else we have on 6 meters. We're not going to have N6SW, KD6SW. He's got a broken antenna, he said, so it'd be a while before he fixes it, probably springtime. So he will not be on 6, KD6 Sugar Whiskey up in Reading. So there you go. Let's see. I'm pointed towards Sacramento, so let's see who else we have on 6. How about KJ6KFB? How about you, Daryl? Darren?
759 KR6MR.
Okay, well, we'll take you. Good evening, 759. Good evening, John. KR6MR, K6MYC. How are you?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Doing very good. KR6MR Bozo 759 for you to record. Yeah, just fine. Over.
Okay, and the back's hanging in there, is it?
Yeah, ever since I got a tramadol shot yesterday, and that relieved a lot of stuff, and I'm still feeling good even today. Very little pain.
The tramadol, is that a relatively short painkiller normally?
Yeah, it's just a few hours, but it took the edge off everything and I guess relaxed a lot of my muscles.
Yeah, well, that probably helps half of it, so I'm glad you're feeling better. You sound a lot more perky, so I'm glad you're feeling up to par. I hope this thing doesn't bother you next weekend. You gotta, we'd like to have you in as much as we can on the contest, but I know how it'll be if you're not feeling good. KR6MR, and then back to anybody else in the Sacramento area, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, 73s and see you tomorrow night, KR6MR.
Yeah, well, let's hope 1296 is good. I don't have much hope for it, though. The cold weather doesn't seem to do any good for us here on 1296 lately. It was terrible for 222 tonight. 222 was very much depressed for some reason. 6 sounds fine, but 222 doesn't sound good at all. So who knows? The only signals that were good were the high stuff. The backscatter signal from Paul in Placerville, when I was pointed toward the Bay Area, was just roaring in. Go figure. The Bay Area signals were lousy. Weak, pooky signals from the Bay Area, but Paul's signal bouncing off of a mountain in the Bay Area coming back to me was really good. So what do you think about that, John? Over.
Yeah, well, Paul's just in a good location for bounce path. I did one bounce with you, and maybe we'll get another one of these days. So back to you, and work your way. I don't know which way you're going to go from here. I guess the Bay Area. Over.
Well, I'm going to the Bay Area on this bend, but tomorrow night I'll be coming up from the Bay Area. I'll be coming up from KD6 Sugar Whiskey first, and into the Bay Area, then N6RO with his smashing 10 watts. He doesn't have his amplifier back yet. And then up to you guys, and you, basically, you and Paul maybe, on 1296. So you might look for me on the backscatter path. That'll occur right at the time that we start the net. So from about 7:30 to at least 7:45, I'll be pointed toward the Bay Area. So that would be where the backscatter might be. Over.
Yeah, okay. I will try that tomorrow night. And I got to get it's cold for me up here tonight also. So I'll let you go, KR6MR.
Yeah, when you're pointed that way, you should still be able to hear Paul, right?
Yes, weekly, but yes.
Okay, well, the point is, if you're hearing Paul, but you're not hearing me, or I don't come back to you, just tell Paul that you're in there, and then I can probably check you in from that point, and we can make a particular effort to see if we can find a spot where we're hearing your bounce signal. Anyway, I'll look for you tomorrow night, John. Good luck with it, and hopefully it'll pan out for us. Again, we're going to do the 222, 432, 1296 thing over the weekend. At 7:30 on Saturday night, I'll be on 222 for about a half an hour. Then we'll go to 432, which will surely work you on. 432 Saturday night from about 8 o'clock on for at least 45 minutes, and then we go to 1296 when we finish up with 432. So if you're monitoring, and I think we can probably have it on the live stream. I'm not sure. We can talk to Aaron about that, whether we want to put the contest on live stream from here or not. Over.
That would be nice if you did, KR6MR.
Okay. let you know later in the week. All right, let's see. Where am I pointed here? Let me see. Anybody else in the Bay Area? K6MY, not Bay Area, Sacramento area. The K6MYC Bozo Net. Okay, nothing heard. I'm going to go to N6RO.
Hello, John. See you later, John. KO6 Kitty. Yeah, Bill, I'm going up to...
Bill, go to 125, 50.125.
50.125, copy. Moving. KO6 Kitty, QSY.
Yeah, and you're so strong I can hear you clear down here pointed toward Oakley. Good conditions, and it's a good thing you're moving off the frequency. All right, let's see. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, on 6 meters here tonight. Hopefully you've got enough energy and feel good enough to get on. K6MYC. No, that's not a good sign. N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar. Where am I pointed there, Judy? 301 or 308 or something? 301. 301. Okay, pointed right at you. So we should hear him if he's there.
November 6th, Bravo, Charlie, Charlie.
I hear N6BCC. Good evening, Merle. And I hope you're doing well there. I'm having reasonably good success with the cold laser on my ankle. It's making it better, but it's a funny thing because it's changed where the pain is. I guess I'm curing it in one spot and then it moves to another spot, or the new spot was painful before, but the other one, the first spot was harder or more painful and I didn't feel it. Anyway, it's moving around, but overall it seems to be better and I can walk more naturally. Over.
Hey, Roger. Well, like I said, I don't know how it's going to work on everybody, but it seems to work, and I've been using it on my knuckles a little bit, and it seems to help and stuff, so, hey, as long as it's not as painful, I mean, that's the main thing. At least that's what I would think anyway. And, yeah, doggone. I know Bonnie, her dog, she's like nothing's ever happened. She's all 100%.
Good. Judy says wonderful. She's good. Glad to hear that. So good deal. And N6BCC, give us your Bozo number, would you?
Sure. It's 1134. And good evening, Judy.
Good evening.
Did you get that?
I sure did. And, yeah, that's good. I'm glad it's working for you because, anything that can take and help to alleviate any kind of pain and stiffness, I'm all for it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to keep working on my ankle, and I got a area around my back and shoulders, neck area. It's got some arthritis in my neck, and it's stiff, and it gives ache. Some mornings I wake up and my neck is all screwed up. It gets better through the day, and it doesn't bother me much, but I notice I've got some clunks and snaps and all kinds of sounds in there when I turn one way or the other. So that's one spot. And then my hands also, I got knuckles and beginnings of arthritis at a couple of my knuckles, and the one that was snake bit is worse. So I'm going to put my hands under the light here one of these days for 10 minutes and see if that starts to help that. I would think it would, because it does seem to do good on the joints. I had pain in this left foot where the ankle is. I had pain in my toe, and I put the light on it for 2 days, and I've just moved it to there occasionally as I'm moving around on my foot and my ankle. But the toe is perfect. The big joint behind the toe is not bothering me at all now. So it either cleared up or cleared itself up. Over.
Hey, Roger. Well, I'm going to be trying something pretty soon. I have peripheral neuropathy in both feet, and I'm going to start using it on one of my feet to see if it helps. And if it works, I'll definitely let you know on that and everything, because then, maybe somebody else has the issues, they can get one and maybe get some relief from that garbage. I tell you, can't beat that laser. Now, if it would just work on my head and get rid of that pain in my head, problem is I'd probably fry what little bit of brains I got left. Hi.
Well, I don't know. It might stimulate your brain. Who knows? I don't think it'd get through your bone and your skull, though. You won't go in very far that way. You might make your scalp feel better. Who knows? A lot of us need help in the brain area, but that's another story. Anyway, good to hear you. Let me try again for Sacramento. Just stand by a second. Sacramento, we're still looking for any more check-ins from Sacramento or Oakley, K6MYC. RO, okay. You pretty bound up there? Can't talk much?
Yeah, K6MYC and 6RO, Bozo 835. Dinner was barramundi and spinach. Temperature is about the same as the last 2 weeks. And yeah, I'm still clogged up with whatever I got. I can relieve it with antihistamine pills or liquid. But the source of it just lingers on, so I'm going to have to get myself to the Kaiser place and see what's going on. May have to have some penicillin or something. Anyway, not much other exciting than that in 6-hour.
Okay. Well, I wish it would clear up for you. I've got sort of a nagging thing, too. I've had a little bit of loose bowel, so about the last 4 days, and I can't figure out what's causing that. I don't have any stomach ache. I don't have any discomfort in my stomach, but I'm pretty watery at times. Over.
I've been that way for 2 years. It's an intestinal disease that I've got called celiac. It's an immune reaction to gluten, which is found in any product made from wheat. And I stopped doing that about 6 weeks ago, and it's slowly improving, but the lining of the small intestine takes a long time to heal up after depriving it of gluten. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, that's a possibility. Mine just started overnight, though. I mean, I've had perfect, for all practical purposes, never had an issue with that ever. And all of a sudden, just boom, the last 4 days, out of nowhere. It didn't come up slow. It came up instantly, and it hasn't changed much. Over.
Sounds more like a virus.
Well, it seems like it, but you'd think I'd have some other issues. I have no fever. I'm not, when I'm out doing things, I don't even have any issues with strength or dehydration or anything. And so it's just odd, but I've tried simplifying my diet, trying to see if it's something in my diet. And the only other thing I could think of is that maybe a little giardia, but our wells are very deep, and there's no way they could be contaminated, but something might have contaminated my tank somehow. I don't know how. But anyway, I'm thinking maybe giardia, but I normally have stomach issues, have cramps and discomfort, don't you?
Actually, no. It's just the bowels.
Okay. Well, I guess there's something you can take to get over that. I should probably call a doctor in the morning. I've got a phone appointment with him on the 21st, but I don't think I want to wait that long. Over.
Yeah, same. I need to do the same thing and talk to somebody who knows something. Anyway, enough of this crappy talk.
What was that?
Enough of the crappy talk.
Oh, you're not a crappy doc, huh?
No, enough of the crappy talk.
Oh, crappy talk. Okay. Enough of the crappy talk. Okay, got it. I hear you. Okay, well, hopefully you'll feel better. And I know we didn't hear you on 222, and I know your engineer is tied up, so he hasn't been able to get over and help you out. Too many people sick these days. I guess his wife has got problems, and that's why he can't give you a lot of time there. Good evening for now, Ken, and hopefully before the weekend he can get you sorted out on 222. Every other band except your 1296. No word on your 1296 amp?
No. I might expect it by June, the way he's going, but looks like all I'm going to do is join your Saturday night thing. I'm not going to spend much other time, mainly because we have another contest going on using all the HF rigs. Anyway, we'll see. I may just call off everything this weekend if I can't feel better myself. See you tomorrow on 1296.
Yeah, well, worst case, you could check in quickly on 432, and then we could look at the conditions. If you feel good enough, a half an hour after we're done with 432, you could do 1296. You'll be able to tell where I'm pointed and who I'm calling. You can always hear me with a 600 watt, so even when I'm not pointed at you, you know where I'm pointing. So we'll play it by ear on that one. But at least you could give us a quick check-in on 432. That would be a slam dunk, obviously. KN6RO73, K6MYC in the Bozo Net.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Thank you, Ken, 73.
Bye.
Anybody else in this direction for 6-meter Bozo check-ins? K6MYC. Okay, say it again. I'm probably not pointed right at you. Something ending in Zulu or something.
KO6 DGJ, Kilo, Oscar 6, Delta Golf Juliet.
Yeah, I got you, John. KO6 Delta Golf Juliet. Repeat your Bozo number for Judy, if you would. I think I've got the antenna more toward you now. Go ahead.
Okay, how are you guys doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. 1145, 1145 is my Bozo number. I had a good weekend. I did a race down in Southern California, City of Industry, and I got 2/3 of a second.
Yeah, I'm not quite copying 100%, but I got your 1145. But what was the other thing you were saying, John? Try a repeat again and speak just a little slower for me. You're very weak tonight, not at all like last week. Last week you were booming in, over.
Roger. I said I was in Southern California last week this weekend, and I was doing a bicycle race, and I ended up with 2/3 of a second.
I'm sorry, I just can't get it. I keep hearing you say something about last week. I hear those words last week, but I don't remember. I can't get any more of it right now. You've even gone down in a deeper fade. I tried moving the antennas back and forth, but I'm not getting any peak on you. So we'll have to let it go for today, John. But good to hear you, and we'll look for you. We'll look for you perhaps on Wednesday on 2 meters. If not anywhere else, we'll look for you over the weekend on the contest weekend from 11:30 Saturday to 8 p.m. in the evening on Sunday, that contest weekend. KO6 Delta Golf Juliet, K6MYC, over.
Roger that. I had my antenna turned the wrong way. Goodness gracious. All right, I'm going to be in Fresno coming weekend, and I'll take my HF rig with me, so maybe I can make some contact.
Yeah, well, we should be able to work you in the weekend. I'll have both antenna potentials, and both of them are high. One is an 8-element on a 42-foot boom, and one is a 9-element on a 49-foot boom, but they're both up 100 feet or so, and with rotators and everything. So depending on which shack I'm in, we can work you on 50.125. Just keep your radio tuned to 50.125 unless you have a big wide opening and things start to happen off of that or above that frequency. Otherwise, 50.125 is where you should be. 73, John, thank you. And a little better copy on that one. KO6DGJ, K6MYC.
Okay, 73's your way. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, John. Okay, now I'm on the Bay Area, upper edge of the Bay Area. Let me come a little bit more into the Bay Area. K6MYC listing.
November 5, November Papa Delta 1129.
1129. Good evening, Brett. It's been a week or so since we've heard you. You must have been off and doing things.
Oh, no. It's just in the wintertime here, it gets dark so early, and I just get cold out here in the garage/shack, and I go inside. Great to hear you tonight, and Judy there in the shack with you.
Hi, I'm glad you're feeling warmer.
There you go.
one burner of Mr. Heater going in here, but the garage is not insulated, so it does the best it can, but it just gets kind of cold as it gets on later in the evening. Over.
Yeah, we have the same problem. We got a little heater in the barn, but tonight we're in the house. This is not a warm room in the house. This is the shack, and it's furthest from the fireplace on this end of the house, but it's adequate. And then when we get done with the net here in a couple of minutes, we'll slide in by the fire and get warmed up before we head for the horizontal position in the bed, or depending on what we're going to do tonight. Anyway, thank you for checking in, Brett. Good to hear you. N5NPD 1129. And I heard some others in the Bay Area, so we better pick them up. K6MYC for your final. Go ahead, Brett.
All right, Mike. 73 to you and Judy. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see if I can hang on later on for what's next, Wednesday, 2-meter. So 73. Have a good evening. N5NPD.
Yeah, well, you should be able to check in from there as early as 7:30. You should hear me off the back of the beam, so you might want to try that early check-in. Just race out, check in quickly with somebody at 7:30 on 2 meters, and then you can go back in the house. Over.
Roger. We'll try it out.
Righty. See you later. Thanks again. N5NPD, K6MYC, beaming Bay Area, Bozo Net. Over.
WB6JN.
I got WB6JNP 107. Got you, and I loved your comment yesterday. The guys this morning got a big bang out of it. Ginkgo Balboa works a little bit. If you get the super duper stuff, it does the same thing. Doesn't do much of anything, but it does it quicker. I love that. Over.
Yeah, it's when we look at the stuff and all that, it's like there's so many things that are out there. And I had this one. I have, as you may know, I suffer with tinnitus. So, I'll always keep an ear open and something. So it was like, oh, it's a guaranteed cure for tinnitus. So I sent them whatever it was. And the nice thing was, the guy said guaranteed. And about, 30 days later, I called him up and said, okay, I want a refund. Nothing has happened. Well, maybe you need to give it longer. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah, what was the medicine for tinnitus?
Oh, I forget what it was. This goes back maybe 8-9 years ago. So, it's like, there is a person, I think her name is Barbara O'Neill, and she will come up with all these cures. I actually did a search on it, and she's supposedly from Australia. She deals in homeopathic medicine, and apparently she's been, shut down every place she's tried to go. And it's interesting because if you actually listen to what she says, she has exactly the same cure for tinnitus, liver problems, diabetes, impotency. It's all exactly the same thing. And I'm thinking, and it's amazing that, companies or services allow this to go on.
Yeah, that's kind of strange. We're sort of seeing the same kind of pattern in the ads that we're listening to, these infomercials on brain health for older people and all that. They're just repeats, depending on who you hear. A lot of repetitive stuff in there, and a lot of it seems to be BS. Anyway, let you go, Dane. Thanks much for checking in here. We'll move over into the Bay Area there. Well, I'm pointed toward the Bay Area, but I'm not getting you real strong, but I've got you Q5, so thanks for checking in here on 6. Still haven't heard from Frank. I talked to him on the phone a couple of days ago. I expected him down here yesterday. I expected him down here today, and I haven't called him, but I might give him a jingle tonight or first thing in the morning to see if he's on schedule. I don't know where. It's been over a month since he's been here, and I got lots of little things that are building up to got to get done here. So, anyway, we'll see. he's been working for the neighbors in his area, in his local area, and I know that's kind of important to him because they're a good cash source for him. Anyway, good morning, good evening to you, and WB6JNP 73 K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, and good evening, Judy, and we will see you on Wednesday, WB6JNP.
Yes, sir. See you Wednesday. Okay, Bay Area, 6 meters, K6MYC, Bozo Net. Now let me come down a little bit more into the Bay Area. I don't think it would make any difference, but we'll see. Is this better for anybody in the Bay Area? 6 meters, 6 meter Bozo Net, K6MYC, looking for PQL, JNN, AXX, KLY, whole bunch of others. Over.
KC5, DTU 712.
Oh, hi there, Kerry. Hey, think about, I don't know, it may be too quick for you, but we're going to be in town for our early lunch on Wednesday. Over.
Let me check with the social director, and I'll get back with you. We enjoyed it so much the last time. I'm sure she'll be ready.
Yeah, okay. Got something between 11:45 and 12:45, and then we got to leave and get over to Remington's office for an eyeball check with Judy.
Roger. Okay. My phone got decommissioned, and I just got it back in action today, and I had messages from you that I missed.
Oh, I don't think so. I didn't send any messages. Did you send a Judy to Carrie? A message to Carrie? No, she's shaking her head. No, I just came up with that this evening or earlier today. Over.
Roger. I'm talking about the voicemails on Friday.
Well, we got some stuff from you that we've been watching, but we didn't send you anything. Over.
Okay, all right. Well, let me check with the social director and see what's on the agenda, and we'll try and make it happen.
Okay, as early as probably 11:30 to as late as 12:50. 12:45.
Okay, roger that. I'll get with her and get back with you.
Okay, thank you.
KC5, DTU.
Hang on a second, Kerry. If you're still there, Kerry, the Remington thing would probably be done by about 1:30 or so. So possibly we could do something afterwards if it doesn't work before. A late lunch for us is no problem. Over.
Okay, sounds good. All right, let me get with her, and we will definitely try and work it out.
All right. And you know where Remington's office is, so we're already almost into Clovis at the north end, and somewhere halfway. Even Applebee's, where we were before, was very good. I have no problem with that. Over.
Roger. The service was certainly good. I don't know what you said or did.
Yeah, and the price was right, too. All 5 of us ate for $60. Could you beat that?
Not even with a stick there, Michael.
Yeah, I don't know what he did to the bill, but it sure was much lower than I was expecting, which didn't bother me, but it could have been higher, and I was still paid it, but it was sure nice to see something that low. I was stunned. Anyway, check out with Laura. If we're too late here, just give us a jingle in the morning. It's not a panic. We'll be around tomorrow morning.
Roger. Okay, I'm going to go for a hit for the warmth, and I'll give you a twisted pair.
Okay, yeah, again, this is Wednesday, not tomorrow, but Wednesday. Wednesday's the day we'll be in the town. Over.
Roger.
All righty. 7-3, Kerry, thanks for checking in here, and good evening to you. Thanks for all your side notes coming up through the email. We're enjoying them as much as we can enjoy some of the stuff that's uncomfortable to listen to. This California thing is what a debacle. 7-3. KC5DTU, K6MYC, still looking toward the Bay Area, looking for 6-meter check-ins, please. Over. Do you hear somebody in there, Kerry? I hear somebody way down in the weeds, but maybe they're coming from another direction, Kerry, over. Rob?
I'm not hearing anybody, Mike. KM6SR.
Okay. Well, I don't know why it's so weak, but let me turn down a little bit more towards Santa Cruz. We're not getting anything else. Let me just go to Santa Cruz and see if either one of those guys are here.
K6MYC, KW6S. I'm here.
Well, you certainly are. Good evening, 610, and we'll then take a standby and see if Lee is around also. Take a transmission, and thanks for checking in on 222 earlier. And, of course, we'll look for you tomorrow night on 1296. And we will have the same thing going this weekend. I think I've told you this, but in the event I didn't, 7:30 on Saturday evening, 222. 8 o'clock, give or take, 4:32, and then 8:45 or so for 1296. KW6S, K6MYC.
I'm intending to show up for that on all the bands. And, I've been making a few arrangements around here trying to get some of the FM folks to locally here to get on the air. And maybe get them off of their handheld and onto a real radio with an outside antenna. So we'll have to wait and see how I do with that. K6MYC, KW6S.
Well, good luck with that effort. Sometimes it works more happily in the summer when they're outside with their handy-talkies anyway. All right. Very good, Tom. Thanks so much for checking in here. And we'll see if Lee is here tonight. Lee, are you here? Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, AF6U over there in Watsonville area, K6MYC.
K6MYC, AF6 United. I am here tonight, 1098, the Countdown Bozo.
Got your 1098, and you're sounding nice. I'm not quite pointed far enough south for you, but close enough for a good signal. So we won't move the antenna. I'm still trying to tickle the Bay Area and let them know we're waiting for check-ins. We got nobody to speak of out of the Bay Area yet. Nobody. That's not a good sign. They don't like 6 meters anymore. Anyway, good to hear you, Lee, and hopefully things are still on board. You probably heard my comments about when we'll be on for the contest. So on those particular days where you have a marginal system, you can still get on and work a few people when there's activity. I try to gather the activity so that the smaller stations and even the bigger stations can work more people. Alpha Foxtrot 6 United with KW6S, K6MYC.
Yeah, I do plan on giving it a try. I have a couple of times before and didn't have too much luck, but we'll see how it goes coming up here this weekend. So K6MYC, KW6S, AF6 United, back to net.
Yeah, and the other guy that checked in tonight, Javon, is it? I always say his name wrong every time. It's a tough one for me. But he was very loud from Monterey Bay there, or someplace. W6 Yankee. What the heck was his call? He had just dropped a letter. Dropped the A out of the call, I think, is when he came in. But he was very good, and he was being heard in the Bay Area by a lot of people. So I think you have a path up that way. Didn't you work into the Bay Area the other day on 432? Over.
Oh yeah, I got Jim PQL up there. I've talked to the other Jim. I can't remember his call sign, and I don't have my papers in front of me. But yeah, I've talked to a couple of people up there, and I do think that I could probably make the trip when I have the antenna pointed in the right direction. So yeah, I'm going to cross my fingers and see what happens. And I'm not into the FT8 or anything like that. I'm strictly sideband, so we'll see how it goes. K6MYC, AF6 United, back to you.
Yeah, no problem. AF6U with KW6S, K6MYC. Well, I think you'll be pleased to work quite a few people on 432 with your setup there. So please do get on, and I know you don't have 222, but get on and play 432 with us anyway. And you can work 2 meters throughout the course of the whole weekend if you want to play a little bit on that band, and on 6 meters as well. You can work that. Just sit on 50.125 and listen. You'll probably work some people there as well. But no, you'll work people on 432. God, there was something else I was going to say about 432, and it's evading me. Doggone it. Well, anyway, we certainly need your Charlie Mike 96, and that's going to be a rare grid. So whenever you're on, make sure you say it at the end after every call sign. You give your grid so people are hearing you can perk their ears up, because there's not going to be that many of you. And so Charlie Mike 96 is going to be in great demand. And you'll never know who you're going to connect with. You'll probably make it with 87 and hopefully 97, and then maybe even further on up. N6RO has got a booming signal, although he's still in that 90, I think he's in Charlie Mike 87 or something up that way. But he's got a booming signal. You work him easily on 432, and a big station. So there you go. Good evening for now, and we'll see you on Wednesday, Lee. AF6 United, K6MYC in a group. Back to you, Lee.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought I had signed off, so yeah, I'll give it a good shot. So we'll see what happens. There's a slim chance that I might have the Quacky back together and getting that thing up on the stack here. We'll see. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Anyway, K6MYC, KW6S, AF6 United, back to net.
Okay, thanks. 73s. Tom, back to you for any final. KW6S, and then we'll go back and beat the daylights out of the Bay Area some more. K6MYC. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, Lee, just make sure I work them first, and then you work them afterwards, because I want to make sure I work all of them. And the Charlie Mike 96 is a bit of a calling card, so that does help. Mike giving you good advice there on that. Well, otherwise, see you tomorrow night on 1296 there, Mike. AF6 United, K6MYC, KW6S. Good night.
Yeah, what was the call on the guy that checked in the other day at the same time Lee was in with a good signal from down that way?
K6YLH.
Oh yeah, K6YLH, and it was Javon or Jevon?
His name.
What was his name?
Jevon? He said like Kevin.
Yeah, Jevon with a J. Boy, that's a strange one. I don't know who came up with that name. That's the first time I've ever heard that one. But it just doesn't. I said it. I keep on saying put the accent in the wrong section of it. I want to call him Javon, and it's spelled that way, but it's not pronounced that way. All right.
He's in Watsonville.
Yeah, he's in Watsonville. Hopefully we'll pick him up again, and maybe he'll get on for the contest. He had a booming signal over here. He's got a great location wherever he is. He was pounding in, and everybody in the Bay Area heard him as well. So that's good. We need to get him in here more often. 7-3, Tom. See you tomorrow night. KW6S, K6MYC, back into the Bay Area, 6-meter Bozo Net. Please, guys. Where's the check-ins from the Bay Area? Nobody?
K6MI.
Oh, I hear you, John. K6MI. I hear somebody else talking way down underneath, but I can't copy him. Does anybody copy the station that was trying to call beside John there? K6MI. Stand by a second, John. Anybody copy the other station over? No. And he's just too weak for me, and I've moved the antenna back and forth, but I haven't had him on there long enough to really do a big search. All right, well, I guess we're done with the Bay Area. We'll have to go down to KB6RQU and see if he's down there, Rob. Here we go. 7-3.
Where's John? What's John?
John's in Fresno, 711. 711, the in and out station.
Oh, very good.
We're coming your way now, John.
I called for Rick at the beginning of the net, Mike, and didn't hear him. You know, he's got a broken antenna on the 6 meters there, KM6SRR. Back to you.
Oh, yeah, well, I can probably save rotation then. I'll just leave it where it is. I guess we're done with the net here. I can't figure out what the hell happened to the Bay Area people. Jim usually checks in rudimentarily, W6 PQL, but he must be off doing something else this evening.
W6 PQL.
Well, there you are, W6 PQL. I'll come back up your way. Go ahead, Jim.
Hi, Mike. Just checking in with you here on 6 meters. I'll be off doing other things now. 7-3s, K6NYC, W6 PQL.
Yeah, okay, we've got you. Thanks for checking in. You're the only station, unless you've got KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, and I can't hear him tonight for some reason. You might just check and see if he is there or anybody else in the Bay Area. Russ checked in on 220, but Russ did not check in on 6 meters. He must have gotten busy with something else. W6PQL, K6MYC.
All right, let me take a quick check for Mr. Daly City 775. Mike, are you up there? KB6WFC, W6PQL. Not tonight, Mikey.
I hear somebody saying Mikey. Who was that? Oh, 1090. Boy, you're weak tonight, Gary. Man, oh man. 1090. We got you, Gary, but just barely detectable. Just barely detectable, and you came up just enough to get your number at the end there. WB6WNI, K6MYC. Go ahead, Gary. That 6-meter antenna just ain't cutting the mustard over there. I can't copy. I didn't hear you at all that time. 73's Gary, we got you 1090. We got you checked in. Thank you. 73, WB6WNI, K6MYC, back to W6PQL.
Yeah, he just said 73's back to you, Mike, but it was probably in a fade. He's a little more local here, so I was hearing him.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, I can't hear him. I heard his number. He came out of the noise for his 1090, 1090, but I didn't hear much else. Anyway, you didn't hear anything from Mike, right?
No, nothing from Mike.
Okay, we're missing AXX, KLY, JNN, to mention a few easy ones, over.
Anybody else in the Bay Area? That's it, Mike.
Okay, thanks for trying, Jim. Appreciate it. It's rare we get nobody from the Bay Area. That's really odd. So you're the only one tonight. W6PQL, thanks, and 73s. We'll see you tomorrow on 1296. K6MYC, 73.
73.
Okay, Rob, I guess we're done. Judy's off for a minute in the restroom, but I don't have a count here on 6. Do you?
Yeah, I just counted 20.
20. That's pretty terrible for 6 meters.
Yep, that sure is. It wasn't too good on 222 either. I think I counted 13, over.
Yeah, I didn't get a count there, but we'll get a count when Judy comes back here. If we can wait around. What'd you say, 20 and 13? Okay, I got the numbers. And it's not a big deal. We can call you or text you or something if it's way off. If it's off by 1, it's not a big deal. And I think you heard everybody I worked.
Yeah, I think pretty much. I'm going to be here for a while, and I can monitor. I got to, make up the log and get it all ready to go, over.
Okay. Very good. And Aaron, did Aaron check in here on this band?
Yep, he did.
Okay, Aaron. I don't know whether I got you in here or not. K6USY and K6ZKA. Is that right? Is that Brittany's call, ZKA?
That's her call.
Well, I don't say it very often, so I had to really scratch the bottom of the barrel to dig it out, but we got it. Okay, I know her number, but I don't know her call. That's pathetic, isn't it? Okay. Well, let me see. Let me go take a quick break. I'll be back in 1 minute. Don't go away, guys.
Roger, Mike, KM6SR. Hey, Aaron, K6USY. When are you going to be working on your 222 antenna problem?
Sorry about that. I was on another radio. It's probably going to be cold again tomorrow morning, so I'm probably going to wait for it to warm up a little bit. But I'm working from home tomorrow, so I'll try to sneak up there and take a look at it.
Okay. Was there anything I could help you with?
No, that should be fine. I should be able to figure something out. It's kind of a one-person deal at this point, but and then if I gotta get something fixed or pull out the soldering iron or something, but I mean, if you're gonna be around, if I get it working, then you can help me test it. But I'll be able to tell if it's working or not.
Okay, yeah, I was planning on hanging around here, but I may have to go down to Fresno too. I'm not sure, but I can help you test it for sure. Over.
Yeah, I'll be able to tell when I get my receipt back, and then of course I can put the VNA on there from down here. I'm hoping it's something easy, but who knows? I got a couple days to fix it. It needs to be up and running for Saturday.
Yep, roger on that. I just realized that I'd already planned a LA trip for this weekend, so I won't be on. Over.
Yeah, I had to make sure my social calendar was open this weekend, so because I definitely want to make sure I can do the contest. But yeah, well, I'll at least work Mike up there, so I'll at least hopefully have a couple grids on 220. I know John's also got a Philharmonic this weekend, so he's not going to be around the whole time, and we'll see what 6 meters does.
Yep, sounds good. I've still got to get the N1MM program put on there. I haven't done that yet.
Well, you got to get the radios hooked up to your computer first.
Oh, you need to do that first. Okay. I got the cables. I just got to, I guess, plug them in.
Yep. Plug stuff in, and then you can get M1MM on there, and then we get it talking to the radios, and it makes things a lot easier. Yeah, and I had to come up with a logging solution for 220, but fortunately the app on my iPad that talks to the 705, I can put a frequency shift in there, and it'll log everything on the proper band.
Hey, Rob.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
We're way off on 222, so we might have to run through our list here for you.
Okay, yeah, I was also doing the Aries net, so I wasn't listening completely. Over.
Okay, well, that's fine. Why? We got 16, you only got 13, so you're missing about 3. That's a big deal. I can have Judy read it to you in 5s, okay?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, Rob, I got 711, 111, 637-336-410. Check.
Okay, I found the three I'm missing, 711, 336, and 410.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. 410. I don't think we had 410 checking in. Who is 410?
Isn't that the guy up there in Latrobe? Is it Russ?
You have these two numbers written over each other.
No.
It could be 507, and it looks like 410.
You must have got 336 on a relay from Paul, 637.
I made the mistake here. I wrote two numbers, one over the top of the other. That's why she's got a tangle there.
So there is no 410, which is Russ.
Yeah, no 410. I knew he doesn't check in on that band. So it's 336 and 160. But we'll go the rest of the way through the list because we still got more than you've got. Here's Judy.
Okay, next is number 507, 432, 285, 226, and 3. Check.
Roger.
775, 610, 1296, 776, 52, 49, and 160.
49?
47.
Did I say 49?
That's me, 47.
Looks like a 9.
I'm sorry, 47. That's me. We gave you 7 numbers there on a group. You want to break that up a little bit, or do you get them all?
Oh, I got it. I found the ones I'm short. The three I was short was 711, 336, and 160. I didn't hear it when apparently Paul relayed in the 336 and 160, and somehow 711 probably was on before I got over there. Over.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Very good. That should do it. We're okay on 20. On 6 meters, we both have 20 there.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll make up the logs and submit them.
All right, thanks, Rob. Good evening to you, Aaron. 7-3, we'll see you tomorrow night. Good luck with the 222. Hopefully it'll warm up a little bit for you. It's been cold every day. As long as there's no wind, though, if you've got sun up there, it's not too bad. But how hard is it to take, I don't know what you got for a 222 configuration. Did you buy our stack match with the stacking mast piece in the middle, or how are you up there? You could bring the whole thing down in the house and check it down there, over?
No, fortunately, I can stand on top of the roof and I can reach the entire antenna. And yeah, it's 2 loops with the phasing kit and the mast, and then of course the 432 antennas are up on top of it. And that's all just on one mast up there at the peak of the roof. But fortunately, I'm tall, and I can stand on the roof and reach the entire thing. So I should be able to wiggle the cables around and hopefully figure out where the problem is.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was just trying to get you down where it was warmer. All right. Good luck with it. If you need any help, call, and you got Rob as a backup, and you can always talk to the plant if there's a missing piece or something you need to run over and get. We probably can fix you up pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, good deal. Yeah, hopefully it's something easy. And yeah, today was this afternoon. I was down in Kern County, and 60 degrees, standing out in the parking lot. And it was really nice, and I couldn't believe it was 32 degrees this morning, and it was nice and sunny and 60 degrees this afternoon.
Yeah, we were about 33 or 34 this morning, and it warmed up. And I agree with you. I worked in the sun too. I cut some wood with a chainsaw up on my hill right at the front of my property on the far west side. I had a big pile of wood that came out of that front oak tree right at our driveway, And boy, I'm still cutting on that. That's a half of winter's wood in that damn thing. But I was up there again today and had to take off all my long sleeve shirts because it was so warm up there. No wind and bright sun. 7-3, guys, and we're going to go in a minute. We're all done with our net stuff. Judy's just about wrapped up with the paper, and we're going to go sit by the fire for a few minutes and get warm again. It's not that cold in here, but I'm getting used to that fireplace. Oh boy. See ya. K6USY, KM6SRR, K6MYC, and anybody else will be clear. Aaron, what I asked was, is it possible to live stream tomorrow night's contest where I'm going to be on 222 from 7:30 and then 4:32 and then 1296 at about 9 o'clock or earlier? Can we stream that?
Oh yeah, and we did it multiple times last year. So I'll probably schedule it tonight so that it's on everybody's list. And then I usually advertise it to the Southern California guys on the listserv just so everybody's aware of it. But oh yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. And I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some people pointing their antennas this direction. So yeah, we'll definitely stream it. K6USY.
Yeah, well, you should work quite a few people on 222 if we get everybody in there that can get on. We're missing a couple. Hopefully Ken up there will get his engineer friend to fix the feed line on 222, so he'll be back. The other one that we're missing is KJ6KFB, but he won't be back because he's got a broken transverter that he's got the parts for, but he hasn't had time to do anything with it and probably will not for a month or so. He said he's just buried with other stuff, so that's one that we won't get on 222, but we should get Bill KO6KD, and you might even make it with Bill if you guys can sit long enough and keep punching with it until you get an upfade on the path. Over.
Oh yeah. Well, I know I've worked N6RO on 2 meters and 70 centimeters, and shoot, I worked him on 1.2 gig by sending him my call time with CW, and then he responded back to me on sideband. So I should be able to work him on 220 if he's up and running.
Well, yeah, let's hope he gets it fixed. He's sick right now himself. In fact, he's going to go back into Kaiser and see what this lingering mucus, sore chest cold thing he's got is doing. Doesn't seem to be changing from one day to the next, and he's stuffed up and all that. So he was going to go in. So he's got a few more days to get healed before the weekend, and maybe he can get his engineer buddy, who would normally work on the 220 stuff outdoors, has got a wife who's got some issue, and he has not told me what the issue is, but it must be quite serious because the guy's got to stay home with his wife or got to take her to the hospital or to the doctor on a regular day-to-day basis or something, so he hasn't had time to get over to Ken's and check the 220 thing out. It's probably going to be, an hour they could have it done. Over.
Oh yeah, I was listening to it earlier, so yeah. And well, he said even if he's feeling good, he might not even put in a full effort, but hopefully we can get him in there Saturday night and we'll work a couple extra contacts. So yeah, we will see what happens. I'll be holding the fort down even if no one else is. We'll catch you later, Mike.
Yeah, worst case, maybe his buddy can get over there on Sunday morning and they can fix it so we got all day Sunday. We can always drop back to 222 and you guys could hammer away for 15 or 20 minutes on 222. I'm sure you'd make it once he gets some power up there.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And yeah, Ken was saying when he was testing my transverter, he was getting like 60 watts out of the thing. So it should hopefully have a decent amount of power if I can just get the antenna to cooperate.
There you go. Okay. Very good. Good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. K6USY, WKM6SR, K6MYC, and Judy going off for tonight.
All righty, good night, Mike, and good night, Rob, and we'll say good night to everybody on YouTube here in a minute. K6USY, DMO6. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Aaron. Yeah, I always wait to give you a chance to delay to get in there. Okay, Mike, Mike and Judy, K6MYC, KM6SR. We'll say 73.
Good night, Rob.
And same to you, Aaron, and Brittany. I don't know if she's listening, obviously. K6USY, KM6SR, DMO 7. Over.
Very good. Yeah, she's in the other room reading, so I'm going to go see what she's up to. K6USY, good night, everybody.